Ever tried adding a number to a string in Python and got an error that made no sense? Well, don't worry. By the end of this video, you will never face that again. Hey everyone, this is CodeNFacts where coding meets clarity. Today we are diving into one of the most useful and fun concepts in Python, that are typecasting and string operations. Let's make this super simple and fun. First one is typecasting. Let's start with typecasting, also called type conversion. It simply means converting one data type into another. Python does this in two ways. First one is implicit conversion and the second one is explicit conversion. Let's see about implicit conversion. Python automatically converts one type into another when need. Let's see an example. Here, number equal to 10, which is integer data type, and decimal is the another variable which stores 5.5, that is float data type, and result is the last variable, that is number plus decimal. Means we have to find their sum, that is number variable and decimal variable, and we have to print the result. Result means number plus decimal. So number has 10, that is integer, and decimal at 5.5, that is float. When we add number, that is integer, and float, so integer and float can be added. So Python automatically converts number into float, that is implicit casting, and we see the output as 15.5. Now see about the second one, that is explicit conversion. This is when you manually convert data using built-in function, mean int function, float function, string function, and boolean function. Int function convert to integer, float function convert to float, string function convert to string, and boolean function convert it true or false. Let's see an example. Here a is the variable which stores 5. Here C, 5 is inside the double quote, that means it is a string. It is not a integer data type. And the another variable B, that is integer of A. Here the value of A is initially 5, but when we typecast it int, that it convert it to integer. Here 5 is a string becomes an integer, and now you can add it numbers easily. If you skip the conversion, Python will throw an error. So the output will be 5 plus 10, that is 15. Let's see about our next topic, strings in Python. Now let's talk about strings, one of the most powerful and commonly used data types in Python. A string is simply a sequence of characters written inside quotes, either a single or double quotes. Here is the example, name equal to Python. Inside the double quote, Python is written, so this is a string. So basically strings are immutable, means once created they cannot be changed, but you can create a new string from an old one. Let's see what the strings operations. Here are some cool things you can do with strings, that was concatenation, repetition, and slicing. And we have to use some useful methods. First one is concatenation. Concatenation means combine two strings. Here first one string is code inside double quote, that means it is a string, and the last is another variable, that is nfacts inside double quotes, mean it is a string, and we have to print first plus last. So it will print the concatenate. It will concatenate mean it will add code plus nfacts, that means code and facts. So we can repeat a string multiple times by using multiple operator. Okay, let's see about print high. Here multiply is an operator, into, that means into, here is 3, that means it will print high 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 3 times. And the another operation is slicing, that means it extracts parts of a string using indexes. Here is text is the variable, that is Python inside double quote, and we have the print text 0:3. That means string is created a memory as a string. Okay, so first it initially its p is as 0, y as 1, t as 2, and h as 3, 4, 5, etc. So inside this text 0:3 means from p, that means initially it is 0, then 1 is y, then 2 is t. So it will print p, y, t. And print text -1. -1 means the last part, that is n. Okay, when we run this code, we can see the output. Some useful methods, that as Python gives built-in function to modify strings, that are upper function, lower function, title function, replace function, and message. Okay, and length. Let's see about this. You can even mix variables and strings easily. Okay, so this is all about today's session. All right, let's test what you have learned. Here are some more important questions that you have tried. Convert user input to an integer and add 10 to it. And the next question is, take a string and print its first and last character. Third one is, count how many times a letter appears in a word. Fourth one is, reverse a string using slicing. You have to reverse a string using what method? Slicing. Print your name in uppercase using upper function method. And that's it for today's video. Try this question and share your answers in the comments. I will pin the best one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your coding friends. See you in the next video. Till then, keep coding, keep creating.